I'm here with Taylor E. Stevens. Thank you for joining us, Taylor.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Today, you've spoken of getting out of our head. How do we forget our head? What are, where are we tripping up with staying in our head?
Well, you don't forget your head. So
Okay.
forget about forgetting your head. I think maybe, for me at least, it's more useful to shift the relationship to your head so that the thinking mind, your mind is always going to think. That means you're alive. It means you have a functioning nervous system. It means that your limbic system, everything is working, right? But the surface mind is always running a commentary, always. It's happening right now, right? So it's always, I think of it as commentary, narrative, story. Commentary, narrative, story, CNS, central nervous system. So it's always making a commentary about everything. It's always interpreting. It's always telling the story. And then that story is registering in the central nervous system. And the central nervous system quite naturally then responds to the commentary that is running. Spiritual awakening is not about getting rid of the head. It's about becoming aware that you are thinking. It's aware that you are running a commentary. It's aware that there's a narrative and that ultimately you are not disturbed by the commentary. You're disturbed because you believe the commentary. You're identified with the story. There's no space between the I am and the story.
So it's a question of taking it on.
It's a story of
bringing it
not
in.
taking it on, not identifying with it. So, in a very practical, literal sense, this is always going to run. It's a program. It's a constant program. It's like I don't really understand. I'm not technical, but it's like a computer program that's always running. It's habitual. We have 60,000 plus thoughts a day. 60,000 thoughts a day. 59,000 plus are repetitive.
Wow.
So the narrative is always running, and we're telling the same story if we don't stop it, if we don't interrupt it. You're not going to stop it, but if you don't interrupt it and begin to understand, I am not the commentary, I'm the one running the commentary.
As a conscious choice.
As consciousness itself. Okay. I'm running a commentary in consciousness. I'm the one telling this. And the disturbance is saying, you're off the mark. Your commentary is disturbing. What you are saying, you can change the commentary and not have the circumstance change. You just run a different commentary. We're making stuff up all the time. We're always doing it. So it's not about stopping the head. It's going to keep going. It's about literally in a practical way, you drop down out of the head and you begin to watch it from a higher intelligence, which is what the heart is for and what modern science knows. Heart Math, the Institute of Heart Math, this is not a commercial for them. I don't work for them. The Institute of Heart Math says this is a different intelligence. When you begin to activate this by bringing your attention here, you begin to then, from the heart center, you begin to watch the mind. You don't try to change it, because when you try to get out of your head, resistance, we've talked about it, you try to get out of your head, you're more locked in your head. When you fight thought, it's putting the gas pedal to thought. So you drop down and you go, wow, look at that story. Look what I'm saying. holy, look what I'm saying.
So it's what we do with it.
It's how we relate to the commentary, not expecting that you're going to get rid of it. You can, with practice, begin to tell a different story. You have to understand, this is like simple quantum physics. When you understand that we are all born storytellers, it's handed down generation after generation. It's evolving. There's now higher levels of thinking. We now have the ability to relate to it. Past generations didn't even know. They just believed everything they thought. And they were trapped in it. Now we know, wait a minute, wait. I'm thinking. I'm telling a story. A commentary is running. There's a narrative. There's a program that's always running, always running, always running, always running. If I try to block it, if I try to stop it, it's just going to get stronger. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step back. Remember this, step back, drop down, open up. Can you see that? Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Drop down or step back from the mind, step back from the commentary. When you step back from it, you know you are not the commentary. You're the one running the commentary. So you step back from it. You drop down into heart space and you access a higher intelligence, and then you open up to that. And you can say, holy crap, look at what I'm saying. That's theological language. Look what I am saying. Look at the program I'm running. Just look at it. And when you just become aware, it changes it. Don't try to change it. It's laughable.
I think that's our first, well, speaking for myself, that's my first instinct. Try to change it, but
No.
resist,
No.
change.
No.
The folded arms mentally.
That's what locks it.
Yeah.
It's what locks it, right? It is, we don't have one here, clearly. It's a teleprompter. We're constantly running a teleprompter, and we're constantly reading it. There's our scripting, and we're believing it, and then we act out from it. As opposed to, there's the script. The mind is the teleprompter. What if I changed what I was saying by only being aware of it? Just be aware. Look at what I'm saying. There's another option. When I think this thought, I suffer. Awareness. Wow. Like there's your most powerful word. Wow. Look at what I'm saying. And then you just look around you and you go, everybody else is running a similar program. That's what we call culture. We're all running the program.
So the wow is a form of self-reflection.
It's
or catching yourself.
Wakeful, open witness. Wow. Wakeful, open witness. And you can't witness when you're up here. You have to drop down. And then you can step back a little bit, open up this center, and you go, I'm suffering because of the script I'm running, not because of what's happening. Practical.
That makes so much sense hearing you say it.
And neuroplasticity.
Right.
You do it repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly. And then you go, I am not the story I am telling. I am the teller of the story. You get that and your entire life changes. I'm not the story I'm telling. I'm the one telling it.
With full accountability. So
yes.
That's keeping all the blame and all that.
And
all that
again, people never get over family stuff, right? My family, my mother, my you were programmed. All of us were programmed very carefully. And we're tribal beings. It doesn't matter how far into evolution we are all tribal beings. And we all were programmed a very certain way. And that's how we think, and that's the commentary that we tell. And the evolution is, oh, wait, I think there are more options here. Wait, I'm going to think, maybe I could think a better thought. What if I thought a better thought? but I'm not going to turn this off. I'm going to access a higher intelligence and then tell a better story.
So it's not forget your head.
No, no,
Let's
no, no.
work with it.
Well, when people say they want to forget their head or I want to get out of my head, I go, okay, you will. I now pronounce you dead.
So it's part of life.
It's part
It's
of
part
life.
of the human experience.
It's part of the human experience. Absolutely. You become friendly. And for me, I'm at a point where half of the thoughts I think are hilarious. I'm like, oh my God, look what you just said. And I hear my mother's voice. I hear it. And I'm like, oh, that's where that came from. Okay. Doesn't have me. I have the thought. The thought doesn't have me.
Huge difference
Huge.
of the world.
Huge.
Difference of the world.
Huge. Practical. That's practical.
Very practical.
Pause. Back to the pause. Yeah. Pause. I'm the one telling the tale. I love that my name's Taylor. I'm telling the tale. I'm the Taylor of my own story.
Pause is so powerful in everything we've talked about.
It's the greatest practice there is. Yeah. Pause.
That's our takeaway for today.
That's a takeaway every day.
For every day. Yeah. Thank you, Taylor, and thank you for joining us.